Hello everyone, welcome back to Mr. English Lesson. My name is James and I'm so happy to see you here today.
Hi everybody, I'm Rachel and it's wonderful to be here with all of you.
Rachel, how are you today?
I'm great, James. I had a really good morning. How about you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm excited about today's lesson.
Me too. Today we're talking about daily routines, right?
Yes, today we're going to learn how to talk about your day in English. This is such a practical topic.
It really is. I mean, every day people ask, "How was your day?" or "What did you do today?"
Exactly. And if you can't answer those questions, it's difficult to have a conversation. This is one of the most useful topics for beginners.
I remember when I was learning, I could say hello and goodbye, but I couldn't really talk about my day.
That's very common. Many students learn grammar and vocabulary, but they don't know how to talk about simple everyday things.
Right, but daily routine is something we all have. Everyone wakes up, eats, works or studies, and goes to sleep.
Absolutely. So today we're going to make it easy and fun. We'll share lots of examples from our real lives.
Yes, real examples are the best way to learn.
I agree. And before we start our lesson, I have a small request for all of you watching.
Oh, yes.
If you're enjoying our content, please click the subscribe button. It helps us so much. And hit the like button too. It tells us you want more lessons like this.
Yes, and please share this video with your friends who are learning English. Even sharing with one friend helps our channel grow and helps us create more free lessons for you.
Thank you so much. Your support means everything to us.
Okay, so James, are you ready to start?
I'm ready. Are you ready, Rachel?
Yes, let's do this.
All right, everyone, let's learn how to talk about your daily routine in English.
So where do we begin?
Well, let's start with the most important thing. Time. When you talk about your day, you need to know how to say the time.
Right, because everything happens at a specific time.
Exactly. So let me ask you, Rachel, what time do you usually wake up?
I usually wake up at 7 o'clock.
Perfect. So you said, I wake up at 7 o'clock. Notice the word at. We use at with specific times.
Oh, so at 7 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, at 9:30?
Exactly. At is for specific times. For example, I eat breakfast at 8 a.m. or I go to bed at 11 p.m.
Got it. What about you, James? What time do you wake up?
I usually wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I am an early bird.
Wow, 6:30, that's early. I'm not a morning person.
That's okay. Everyone is different. Now, let me teach you another important word. Usually. Did you hear us both say usually?
Yes, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock.
Right. Usually means most days, most of the time. It's very useful when talking about routines.
So it's not always the same, but most days?
Exactly. You can also use always, sometimes, often, or never.
Oh, can you give examples?
Sure. I always drink coffee in the morning. That means every single day. I sometimes sleep late on weekends. That means occasionally, not every weekend.
I see. So I always brush my teeth in the morning, or I sometimes skip breakfast.
Perfect! Those are great examples. Now, let's talk about morning routines. This is usually the first part of your day.
Okay, so after I wake up, what do I say?
Well, tell me, what do you do after you wake up?
Let me think. First, I turn off my alarm. Then I get out of bed.
Good. So you can say, first, I turn off my alarm. Then, I get out of bed. Notice the words first and then. These help organize your story.
Oh, that's helpful. So first, then next, after that?
Exactly. These are sequencing words. They help you tell your routine in order. What do you do next?
After that, I go to the bathroom. I wash my face and brush my teeth.
Perfect. Let me share mine. First, I wake up at 6:30. Then, I turn off my alarm and check my phone for a few minutes.
Oh, you check your phone first thing?
Yes, I know, it's not the best habit, but I check my messages and emails.
Huh, that's honest. I do that too sometimes.
After I check my phone, I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I wash my face, brush my teeth, and take a shower.
Okay, so we're building the morning routine. What about breakfast?
Breakfast. Very important. Rachel, what do you usually eat for breakfast?
I usually eat toast with butter and drink orange juice. Sometimes I have cereal with milk.
Great. And what time do you have breakfast?
I usually have breakfast at 7:30 after I get ready.
Perfect. So you could say, I have breakfast at 7:30. I usually eat toast and drink orange juice.
Nice. What about you, James?
I always have coffee. I can't start my day without coffee. And I usually eat oatmeal with fruit or eggs with toast.
That sounds healthy.
I try. Now, let me teach you something important. We say have breakfast, have lunch, and have dinner, not eat breakfast.
Oh, so I have breakfast at 7:30, not I eat breakfast?
Well, both are correct, but have breakfast is more common and natural in English.
Got it. That's a good tip.
Now, after breakfast, what do? Do you go to work or school?
Yes, I get ready for school. I get dressed, put on my shoes, and pack my bag.
Good. Notice you said get dressed. That's the correct phrase. Not wear my clothes, but get dressed.
Right. Get dressed is the phrase.
And then, how do you go to school? Do you drive? Take the bus?
I usually drive to school. It takes about 20 minutes. What about you?
I work from home, so I don't commute. I just walk to my office. It's in my house.
Lucky, no traffic.
Yes. But let me give an example for people who commute. You could say, I leave home at 8 o'clock. I take the subway to work. It takes 30 minutes. I arrive at work at 8:30.
That's clear. You mentioned the time you leave, how you travel, how long it takes, and when you arrive.
Exactly. Those are all important details. Now, let's talk about the middle of the day, work or school time.
Okay, so what should I say about school or work?
You can talk about what you do when you have breaks and when you have lunch. For example, I have classes from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I have a lunch break at 12 o'clock.
Oh, so I can say, I'm at school from 9 to 3. I have lunch at noon.
Perfect. Noon is another word for 12 o'clock in the daytime. That's good vocabulary.
What about you, James? What do you do during the day?
Well, I start working at 8 a.m. I teach online classes in the morning. Then I have lunch at 1 p.m. In the afternoon, I prepare lessons and make videos.
So your schedule is flexible.
Yes, it is. I'm lucky. Now, Rachel, what do you usually have for lunch?
It depends. Sometimes I bring lunch from home, like a sandwich or salad. Sometimes I buy lunch at the cafeteria.
Great. You used sometimes again. That shows your routine isn't always the same.
Right. What about you, James?
I usually make lunch at home. I often eat a salad or leftovers from dinner. and I always have green tea with lunch.
Always. So that's every single day.
Yes, I love green tea.
Okay, so we've covered morning and midday. What about the afternoon and evening?
Good question. The afternoon and evening are important too. Rachel, what time do you finish school?
I usually finish at 3 p.m. Then I drive home. I arrive home at about 3:30.
And what do you do when you get home?
Well, first I change my clothes. I put on comfortable clothes. Then I relax for a bit.
Nice. What does relax for a bit mean for you?
I usually watch TV or check my social media. Sometimes I take a short nap if I'm tired.
That sounds nice. A little break after school. What about homework?
Oh, yes. I usually do my homework in the late afternoon, around 4 or 5 p.m. It takes about 1 or 2 hours.
That's good. You're disciplined. Let me share my afternoon. I usually finish work at 5 p.m. Then I exercise. I go to the gym or go for a run.
Oh, you exercise every day?
I try to. I usually exercise 4 or 5 times a week. It's important for my health.
That's great. I should exercise more.
It's good to have hobbies and activities in your routine. What do you do in the evening, Rachel?
Well, my family usually has dinner together at 6:30 or 7 p.m.
Oh, that's lovely. Family dinner.
Yes, we like to eat together and talk about our day. My mom usually cooks.
What do you usually have for dinner?
It varies. Sometimes we have pasta, sometimes chicken with rice, sometimes fish. My mom likes to cook different things.
That sounds delicious. In my house, I do the cooking. I usually make dinner around 7 p.m. I like cooking. It's relaxing for me.
What do you usually cook?
I often make stir-fry with vegetables and chicken or fish. Sometimes I make pasta. And on weekends, I try new recipes.
Nice. So your weekend routine is different.
Yes, that's a great point. Weekend routines are often different from weekday routines. Should we talk about that?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so Rachel, how is your weekend different from your weekdays?
Well, on weekends, I wake up much later. I usually sleep until 9 or 10 a.m.
Ha, no alarm clock?
No alarm. That's the best part. I wake up naturally.
I understand. Sleep is important. What else is different?
I don't have school, so I have more free time. I usually meet friends, go shopping, or watch movies.
Great. So you can say, on weekends, I wake up late. I don't have school, so I relax. I often meet my friends or go shopping.
Perfect. What about you, James? What's your weekend routine?
On Saturdays, I usually wake up at 8 a.m., a bit later than weekdays. I have a big breakfast. Then I do housework, cleaning, laundry, grocery shopping.
The boring adult stuff.
Yes, but it's necessary. In the afternoon, I do something fun. I often go hiking or meet friends for coffee.
That's nice. You balance work and fun.
I try. On Sundays, I'm more relaxed. I usually read, watch movies, or play guitar.
Sounds peaceful. Now we should talk about evening routines before bed.
Yes, this is important. What do you do before you go to sleep, Rachel?
After dinner, I usually spend time with my family. We watch TV together or just talk. Around 9 p.m., I go to my room.
And then?
I usually take a shower at night. I prefer showering before bed, not in the morning.
Interesting. Everyone is different. I shower in the morning.
Yes. After my shower, I get ready for bed. I put on my pajamas, brush my teeth, and wash my face.
Good. What time do you usually go to bed?
I try to go to bed at 10:30, but sometimes I stay up until 11 p.m. if I'm watching a good show or talking to friends.
That's honest. Let me share my evening routine. After dinner, I usually watch TV or read for about an hour. Around 9 p.m., I prepare for the next day.
Ooh, you prepare the night before?
Yes, I check my schedule for tomorrow, prepare my clothes, and make a to-do list. It helps me feel organized.
That's smart.
Then at 10 p.m., I get ready for bed. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and read in bed for 20 or 30 minutes.
Reading helps you relax?
Yes, it's better than looking at my phone. The screen keeps me awake. I usually fall asleep around 10:30 or 11 p.m.
Good advice. Don't look at your phone before bed.
Exactly. Now let me teach you how to ask questions about someone's routine. This is important for conversation.
Oh, yes. How do I ask?
You can ask, "What time do you wake up?" Or, "When do you have breakfast?" Or, "What do you do in the evening?"
So, what time do you, or when do you, or what do you do?
Perfect. You can also ask, "How do you go to work?" Or, "Where do you have lunch?"
These are really useful questions.
Yes, and when someone asks you, you can answer and ask back. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. What about you?
Oh, what about you? That keeps the conversation going.
Exactly. Conversation is like a tennis game, back and forth. Let's practice. I'll ask you a question.
Okay,
Rachel, what time do you usually have dinner?
I usually have dinner at 6:30 with my family. What about you, James?
I have dinner around 7 p.m. See everyone? Rachel answered and asked me back.
This makes it feel natural.
Yes. Now, let's talk about how to describe your day in the past, because sometimes people ask, "What did you do today?" or "How was your day?"
Oh, right. That's past tense.
Exactly. The verbs change a little. For example, I wake up becomes I woke up. I have breakfast becomes I had breakfast.
So, today I woke up at 7 a.m. I had breakfast at 7:30.
Perfect. Let me give a full example. Today, I woke up at 6:30. I took a shower and had coffee and oatmeal for breakfast. Then I started work at 8 a.m.
I see. The routine is similar, but the verbs are past tense.
Yes. Let me ask you, Rachel, what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, I woke up at 7 a.m. I got dressed and had breakfast. Then I went to school. I had classes until 3 p.m. After school, I came home and did my homework. In the evening, I had dinner with my family and watched TV. I went to bed at 10:30.
Excellent. That was perfect. You described your whole day.
Thank you. It's easier than I thought.
See, it's not difficult. Now, let me teach you another useful thing. When something unusual happens, you can mention it.
What do you mean?
Well, you can say, "Usually I wake up at 7, but today I woke up at 9 because my alarm didn't work."
Oh, so you compare the routine with what actually happened.
Exactly. Or, "I usually bring lunch from home, but today I forgot, so I bought lunch."
That's really useful. It makes the story more interesting.
Yes. Let me give another example. I normally drive to work, but yesterday my car was broken, so I took the bus.
I like this. It shows how to talk about changes in your routine.
Exactly. Life isn't always the same. Now, let's talk about some important verbs for daily routines. These are super useful.
Okay, what verbs should we know?
For morning, wake up, get out of bed, take a shower, get dressed, have breakfast, brush your teeth, wash your face.
Those are all morning activities.
Yes, for going places, leave home, go to work, go to school, arrive at work, come home, get home.
Got it?
For meals, have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, eat, drink, cook, make dinner.
What about evening and night?
Good question. For evening, relax, watch TV, do homework, exercise, spend time with family, go out with friends.
And before bed?
For bedtime, get ready for bed, take a shower, brush your teeth, put on pajamas, read, go to bed, fall asleep, go to sleep.
Wow, that's a lot of useful verbs.
They are, but you'll use them every day, so you'll remember them quickly.
True. Practice makes perfect.
Exactly. Now, one more important thing. Let's talk about time expressions.
You mean like in the morning or at night?
Good question. It's just the way English works. At night is the correct expression.
Okay, so I wake up in the morning, I have classes in the afternoon, I have dinner in the evening, and I go to bed at night.
Perfect. You can also use early in the morning or late at night.
Oh, like I woke up early in the morning or I stayed up late at night?
Exactly. You're getting really good at this.
Thank you. This is really helpful.
I'm glad. Now, let's put everything together. I'm going to describe my typical day from start to finish. Listen to how I use all these elements.
Okay, I'm listening.
On a typical weekday, I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. First, I turn off my alarm and check my phone for a few minutes. Then I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I wash my face and brush my teeth. After that, I take a shower and get dressed. At 7 a.m., I go to the kitchen and make coffee. I can't start my day without it. I usually have breakfast at 7:15. I eat oatmeal with fruit and drink my coffee. Then I start work at 8 a.m. I work from home, so I just go to my home office. I teach online classes in the morning until noon. At 1 p.m., I have lunch, usually a salad or leftovers. In the afternoon, I prepare lessons and make videos. I finish work at 5 p.m. After work, I exercise. I go to the gym or go for a run. Then I come home and make dinner around 7 p.m. I often make stir-fry or pasta. After dinner, I relax. I watch TV or read for about an hour. At 9 p.m., I prepare for the next day. I check my schedule and make a to-do list. Then, at 10 p.m., I get ready for bed. I brush my teeth and read in bed for 20 minutes. I usually fall asleep around 10:30. That's my typical day.
Wow, that was perfect, James. You described everything from morning to night.
Thank you. Now, you try. Describe your typical day.
Okay, on a typical weekday, I wake up at 7 a.m., I turn off my alarm and get out of bed. I'm not a morning person, so I'm always a bit sleepy. First, I go to the bathroom and wash my face. That wakes me up. Then I brush my teeth and get dressed. I have breakfast at 7:30 a.m. I usually eat toast with butter and drink orange juice. At 8 a.m., I leave home and drive to school. It takes about 20 minutes, so I arrive at 8:20. My classes start at 9 a.m. and finish at 3 p.m. I have a lunch break at noon. I usually bring lunch from home, a sandwich or salad. After school, I drive home. I arrive home at about 3:30. When I get home, I change into comfortable clothes and relax for a bit. I watch TV or check my social media. At 5 p.m., I do my homework. It usually takes 1 or 2 hours. Then, at 6:30 or 7 p.m., I have dinner with my family. My mom usually cooks. After dinner, we spend time together. We watch TV or talk. Around 9 p.m., I go to my room. I take a shower, put on my pajamas, and get ready for bed. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I usually go to bed at 10:30, but sometimes I stay up until 11 if I'm watching a good show. That's my typical day.
Rachel, that was excellent. You gave so many details.
Thank you. I feel confident talking about my routine now.
That's wonderful. And everyone listening, I hope you feel confident too.
Yes, this is such practical English.
It really is. You can use this every single day.
Okay, James, I think we should summarize what we learned.
Good idea. Let's recap the main points.
First, we learned how to use time expressions. At for specific times, and in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night.
Second, we learned frequency words like always, usually, often, sometimes, and never.
Third, we learned sequencing words like first, then, next, and after that to organize our routine.
Fourth, we learned important verbs for daily activities. Wake up, get dressed, have breakfast, go to work, come home, go to bed.
Fifth, we learned how to describe a typical day from morning to night.
Sixth, we learned how to talk about your day in the past tense, like I woke up, I had breakfast, I went to school.
And we learned how to ask questions about routines. What time do you wake up? When do you have dinner?
Yes, and don't forget, you can compare your routine with unusual events by saying, usually I do this, but today I did that.
This is so useful for real conversations.
Absolutely. When you meet people, they often ask about your day or your routine. Now you can answer confidently.
And you can ask them questions too.
Exactly. Conversation is about asking and answering.
I feel like I learned so much today.
Me too. And remember, everyone, your routine is unique. Don't worry about being perfect. Just be honest and natural.
Yes, everyone's routine is different, and that's okay.
The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
So true. Okay, everyone, now it's your turn to practice.
Yes, we want you to practice in the comments section.
Tell us about your daily routine. You can write, I wake up at, I have breakfast at, I go to, I come home at, I go to bed at.
Don't be shy. We love reading your comments. It's great practice for you. And we want to know about your life.
Yes, and we'll try to reply to as many comments as we can.
Also, you can tell us, are you a morning person or a night person?
Oh, good question. I want to know.
Me too. So everyone, please comment. Tell us about your routine.
And if you found this lesson helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us.
Yes, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button. We post new English lessons regularly.
Subscribe so you don't miss our next lesson.
And please share this video with your friends who are learning English. Help them improve too.
Sharing really helps our channel grow. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for watching today. You're all doing great.
Keep practicing. Every day, try to talk about your routine, even just in your head.
Yes, or practice with a friend, or record yourself. Practice makes perfect.
You can do this. Don't give up.
Remember, learning English is a journey. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress.
Every new word you learned, every sentence you say, that's progress.
Exactly. So keep going, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone.
Take care and happy learning.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.